Welcome once again, gentle folks, to another week for your La Liga predictions. I hope you had a wonderful week last week and you got some winnings and things went well for you for the most part. Well, this week we're going to start on a Friday and we're just going to jump straight into it. We're going to start with Mallorca versus Espanyol. Alright, let's just head in and wait for it to load there. Yes, and it comes up. Alright then. So my predictions for Mallorca versus Espanyol. I think this one is going to end in a draw. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of combination bet, I'm going to do that later. I'm just going to give it the score. I'm going to take this as a 1-all draw. In terms of combination bet, if I should do a combination bet for this game, I would go with let me see here. Combination bet, I would go with either team to win on the 3.5 in terms of a combination bet. If I should do one, based on my predicted scoreline in terms of the handicap system, I'm selecting a draw here. So let's say, for example, if I should go with Mallorca to win this one by a goal and it ends 1-all, and that means that Espanyol would have won. Alright, so in this case here, if this game ends 1-all, then I'd have to take here Espanyol to by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Mallorca versus Espanyol. I'm expecting this game to be a draw, expecting both teams to score. In terms of a scoreline, I'm saying 1-all. In terms of a double chance, combination bet rather, I would say either team to win and under 3.5 goals in this game. And for the handicap system, I'm going with Espanyol at +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Mallorca versus Espanyol game on Friday. And we're going to jump to Saturday and we're starting with Almeria versus Celta de Vigo. And for Almeria versus Celta de Vigo, I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline from my point of view, I'm saying here Celta de Vigo to win this one 2-1. Otherwise, it's the other way around, 2-1 for Almeria, I believe. So I don't think we're going to have more than 3 goals in this game. 3 goals the most. Yeah, that amount. Yeah, in terms of the handicap system, I would go with here Celta de Vigo to win by a goal, but based on my predicted scoreline, I go with a draw in this case. Alright, as it be a draw if they indeed have this scoreline. Alright, so recapping predictions for Almeria versus Celta de Vigo, I am expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I would say either team to win and both to score. In terms of correct scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Celta de Vigo. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going for a draw here. Alright, so I'm going for a draw -1. Yeah, expecting Celta to win by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw on a 3-way system. Okay, alright, so let's move on to our next game, and our next game is Cadiz versus Atletico de Madrid. And this one should be an interesting matchup. I don't think we're going to have a lot of goals in this. I think we're going to have maybe about 2 goals, I think, at the most. If we get 3, then that would be a blessing somewhat, but especially this week. We're going to have Champions League this week, yeah? So I'm not expecting them to score much in this game, but I do expect Atletico to take care of business. Sorry about that. I expect Atletico to win, both teams to score. I'm saying no. In terms of a combination bet, you could go with either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here Atletico to win this one by a goal. And in terms of a handicap system, you could go ahead and you're going to take Atletico to win this one by a goal. Alright, so recapping predictions for Cadiz versus Atletico de Madrid. I'm expecting Atletico de Madrid to win, expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination bet, I would say either to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline 1-0 in favor of Atletico Madrid. Otherwise, I think it's 2-0 in favor of Atletico Madrid. For the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and take Atletico de Madrid to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Cadiz versus Atletico de Madrid game. And now we're going to move on over to Sevilla versus Rayo Vallecano. Right, yeah, Sevilla, don't know what to say, but they've been having a very awful season. And I don't know if they're going to turn the corner this season, but this matchup should be a good one. Sevilla will be playing in Europe this week, if I serves me correctly. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to see both teams to score here. And in terms of a In terms of the correct scoreline, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say here we're going to have a wall draw. Otherwise, I think it's going to be a 1-all draw. Otherwise, it's a draw 0-0, 1-all or 2-all. Yeah, but I'm going to go with 2-all. And in terms of a combination bet, I would go with either team to win and under 3.5. Alright, let's see if we manage to have one of them outscoring each other in terms of tie that I'm foreseeing here. Alright, in terms of the handicap system, I would go ahead and I'm going to take here, if I should say Sevilla to win this game by a goal and it ends 2-all, then that means Vallecano would have won. Vallecano would be starting a goal ahead on the handicap system. Alright, so in this case we'd have to take +1 for Vallecano. The 3-way handicap -1, which is the home team starting a goal behind here. Yeah, so we're gonna take Vallecano to buy a goal here +1, getting $1.87. That's really good. Alright, so recapping predictions for the Sevilla versus Vallecano game. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of correct score, I'm saying 2-all. In terms of combination bet, I would say either team to win and under 3.5 goals in total in this game. And for the handicap system, 3-way, I am going to go with Vallecano as a +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Sevilla versus Vallecano game, and we're going to move on to our next game, and our next game is Sevilla versus Barcelona. Alright, so Sevilla versus Barcelona. Valencia rather. Fucking nonsense. Just this VS. No, alright, let's worry about that. Valencia versus Barcelona. Barcelona visiting Valencia. Yep. So this one would be an interesting matchup in a sense. Barcelona have been falling away of late. It seems as if they're going to allow Real Madrid to take the title this season, but maybe next season it'll be a much better challenges. But at the moment they're lagging behind. Alright, World Cup comes up in another couple of weeks, so you never know. By the way, I'm going to send out some predictions for the World Cup, so look out for that. You should get that maybe within another week or two. Alright, so here we're going to go head straight into it. So Valencia versus Barcelona. For this game, I'm expecting both to score. I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Barcelona. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Barcelona here to win by a goal. But we can't, based on my predicted scoreline, we can't take them to win by a goal. We'd have to take a draw here, alright? Otherwise, if they win this one 3-1, then taking them to win by a goal would be perfect. Or they would have won by a goal and based on the handicap system. Alright, so recapping predictions for Valencia versus Barcelona. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I'd say either to win and both to score. Correct scoreline prediction, 2-1 in favor of Barcelona. Otherwise, it might be 3-1, I think. Could have a draw based on the fact that they're playing in Europe, but I'm going with 2-1. In terms of handicap system, 3-way that is, I'm going to go with a draw here. For Barcelona to win by a goal, I'm going to go with draw, alright? So, those were my predictions for the Valencia versus Barcelona game. And now we're going to move on to Sunday, where we start with Osasuna versus Real Valladolid. So Osasuna versus Real Valladolid. And this game now, I'm expecting this one to be somewhat of a low scoring one, in a sense maybe about 2 goals. So I'm not expecting both teams to score. And I think this is anybody's game, but it's going to be tough somewhat. I say either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline from my point of view, I think here Osasuna, they are usually a tough team to beat at home. So I think it's either them winning or a draw. So I'm going to see them to win 1-0. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take Real Valladolid at +1 here. Alright, and take them here at +1, $1.85. That's really good. Alright, so recap and predictions for Osasuna versus Real Valladolid. I'm expecting both teams not to score. And in terms of combination bet, I go with either team to win and both not to score. Correct scoreline, I'm saying 1-0 here in favor of Osasuna, and on the handicap system, I'm going to take Real Valladolid at +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Osasuna versus Real Valladolid game. And now we're going to move on to Real Madrid versus Girona. And Real Madrid also will be playing in Europe this week. The Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days. I don't remember exactly which day, but they'll be playing in Europe as well. I still expect them to take care of business here against Girona based on the form that Girona has been in. Expect them to take care of business, defeat Girona there. The both teams scoring, I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised if Girona managed to get a goal against them. I wouldn't be surprised. My predicted scoreline for this game, I'm going to go with 3-0 in favor of Real Madrid. Otherwise, I think it's 2-0 or maybe 2-1. 3-1, I should say. And so therefore, heading to the handicap system, I'm going to take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal. Now we're getting $1.61 for that. So that's it. In terms of combination bet, I would go and I'm going to say either team to win and under 4.5 goals. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Madrid versus Girona. I'm expecting Real Madrid to win in terms of a correct scoreline. I'm saying Real Madrid to win this one 3-0. In terms of a combination bet, I would go with either team to win and under 4.5 goals for this game. In terms of the handicap system, I'm going to take Real Madrid to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Real Madrid versus Girona. Now we're going to move right along to our next game, which is Atletico Bilbao versus Villarreal. Atletico Bilbao versus Villarreal. This game, I think this one is going to be anybody's game. Based on how both teams have been playing, I think anybody could win this one. It's going to be an interesting matchup, I do believe. So I'm going to take both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me is I'm going to go ahead here. I'm going to take Athletic Club to win this one 2-1. Otherwise, it's the other way around, 2-1 for Villarreal, I believe. In terms of another combination bet, I go with either team to win and under 3.5 total goals, that is. In terms of handicap system here, Club Atleti winning by a goal. Based on what I have here, that wouldn't be the case. It would be a draw if it ends like this. Yes, I'm going to take a draw here on the three-way system. So recapping predictions for Atletico Bilbao versus Villarreal, that is. Expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I'd say either to win and both to score. In terms of correct scoreline, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Atletico Bilbao. And in terms of another combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and under 3.5 goals in total for this game. Alright, handicap system, I'm going with a draw here. And I'm going with a draw on the three-way system, alright? Based on my predicted scoreline. Okay, so let's move right along to our next game. And our next game is Real Sociedad versus Real Betis. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over. So for this game now, Real Sociedad usually does very well at home. Real Betis, they have been playing fairly well enough, yeah, but this game could be a tricky one because both teams will be playing in Europe this week, and so therefore that could have an impact on the result of this game. But we will see over the weekend where the chips falls, yeah. Chocolate chip is sorry about that. Alright, and let's get straight into the predictions. Real Sociedad versus Real Betis. For this game, I am expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination, I'll go with either to win and both to score. Me, I'm going to say here, I'm going to take a 2-1 victory here for Real Sociedad. Otherwise, I would go with 3-1. I'm going to take a 2-1 here based on the fact that they're playing midweek and all that jazz. Yeah. In terms of the handicap system, I'd go with Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad to win by a goal, but based on my predicted scoreline here, I'm going to take a draw. Alright, so recapping predictions for Real Sociedad versus Real Betis. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Real Sociedad. And in terms of a handicap bet on the handicap system, I'm going to go with a draw. Three-way system there. I'm going to go with a draw, and that is $3.60 based on my scoreline. That's the reason I'm going to draw, just in case you're wondering. Alright, so those are my predictions for Real Sociedad versus Real Betis, and now we're going to move right along to our next game. And our next game is the final for this game week, and it is Elche versus Getafe. Alright, Elche versus Getafe for this one, and Elche versus Getafe. This is going to be an interesting game, I do believe. I do believe this one is going to be an interesting one. I don't think we're going to have no over. I think we're going to have under 3 goals to this one. In terms of in terms of both teams scoring, I'm going to say no, both teams won't score. In terms of my predicted scoreline now, I am going to take here a 0-0 draw. And so in terms of total goals, based on under 2.5, back to main markets. If you want to go ahead and take something on a handicap system, if I were going to take something on a handicap system, I'd take Getafe at +1. Alright? Means that I shouldn't lose this game by no more than the goal if they do lose. Alright? And so therefore, recapping my predictions for this game now. In terms of a combination, well, I didn't give you any combination here, but I don't have any combinations to this. But if I were to take a combination bet for this, I'd go with either team to win and both not to score. Alright, or I'd go with either team to win and under 2.5 goals. Alright, so recapping predictions for Elche versus Getafe. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm going to say we're going to have a 0-0 draw here. In terms of total goals for this game, I'm going to go with under 2.5. And in terms of the handicap system, I'm going to go with Getafe at +1. Alright, so those are my predictions for the Elche versus Getafe game. And these are all my predictions for La Liga for this game week. And so therefore, I hope that you took your notes. As usual, continue to watch my videos, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, and also share these videos with your friends on social media so that we can get more persons coming in and watching and growing the channel. Alright, so happy betting. Thank you for all your time and have a great weekend. Thanks.